Okay, well, again, thank you all for coming, and for Pamela's edification. The purpose of this meeting is not to sell each other on our products, but to educate each other as to what we do and how you would benefit a restaurant who is our client. We need to get to know each other on a personal basis and feel secure in recommending each other, so that when we're out in the field or talking to a customer of ours, we can recommend you with assurance that you'll do the right job. What we do at the meeting is we go around the room and we ask you to give us your name, your company name, what your company does, and at the end of each individual introduction, the members are free to ask questions at that time. At the end of the meeting today, I will send a spreadsheet out to everybody with the contact information of everybody that is here. And I also ask that when you do attend the meetings, to please schedule yourself for the full hour so that everybody in the group has the opportunity to reach everybody in the group. And feel free to invite other vendors, and also very important, feel free to invite owners and managers and chefs to come to our group, because it becomes a little trade show for them, and also a little trade show for us to show them what we do. Please lower the volume on your phones. And under normal conditions, we try to give everybody about 2 minutes of time. And towards the end of the 2 minutes, I will hold up the timer and show everybody that there's about 20 seconds left so that you can wrap it up. Today, we are going to have Debbie Danto from Danto Construction giving us her presentation of her company so that we can fully understand what she does and the benefits of using them. So Debbie, the floor is yours.
Thank you.
You need to share the screen?
Yes, please allow me to share my screen. So thank you for the opportunity to present to you today. My name is Debbie Danto, Danto Builders, and I am a general contractor and a LEED AP, which stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design accredited professional. And I like share screen, host disabled participant screen sharing. You need to enable it. I have a presentation because pictures are always so much better than talking about a project, and it goes much quicker if I do it that way.
Can you share it?
Oh, here we go. I have it now.
Okay, good.
So it should be good to go.
I'm new at this. I know I can ask Maria, she'll help me.
Yeah, Maria's good. Does everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, great. So let me see if I can change. So today I know you all are focused on restaurants like we are, but we also do a lot of other things. And I know you may also do a lot of other things or work with other industries. So I didn't want to just limit it to restaurants. So I will quickly share with you other segments that we work with and how we work. So to start with, so what is going on here? Already, okay, wait a minute. Okay, so who we are. We're a 4th generation builder, originally from Michigan. Craig came here over 40 years ago and has been in the South Florida area for over 40 years building. We develop, actually Craig's family still owns a development that they developed back in the 60s, a 136 unit apartment building that is 100% occupied in Flint, Michigan. We also love to design and build. We love to work with clients from concept through completion. At the end of the presentation, I'm going to share with you a little bit about that and the facts about design build versus traditional design then build. We also are passionate about value engineering wherever we can without sacrificing quality. And interestingly, we also go beyond the construction and help clients with their tax studies, because some of them require that a general contractor or engineer complete the certification. So I'll share a little bit about that. We are focused on commercial versus residential, single family residential. So, and within commercial, the big umbrella of commercial, we focus a lot on hospitality, and we have built many restaurants over the years, as well as healthcare, industrial, retail, and a lot of government. After 2008, this is where we decided to focus. We know hospitality can be volatile, but healthcare and government are relatively steady, as well as right now industrial, because of all the online businesses. We have won awards for our work from Broward County. Well, actually our business won an award from the Greater Fort Lauderdale Chamber of Commerce for the Broward County Business of the Year. We have also won awards from AIA, South Florida Business Journal, Architectural Digest, the Gold Coast Builders Association, and also last year, Rebuilding Together Broward County for women in construction. We build our business on a genuine interest in our clients' integrity and respect. We really do take our work very personally. We consider us, we're really a family owned and operated business, and our team is our family, and we operate that way. So we take each project we work very closely with all our clients. We're very involved with our community, as you see over to the right. That's Craig and I with a couple commissioners, as well as a Special Olympics athlete. And we had a big bad barbecue for 6 years in a row until this past year. We went from about 70 people and working with Florida design and construction professionals to 1,200 people. And actually I want to mention Maria Medina was always a huge help in that effort. She was on our board and donated a lot for the Special Olympics event. And I'm going to show you another slide in a second with some more of our future involvement in the community. We are a woman-owned business, and we transitioned into a woman-owned business several years ago. And it was because we knew we would have a competitive advantage with government work. And by the way, the top right picture is Craig when he was probably about 10 or 11 years old in a Danto Builders jersey, just to make sure you all know that he is truly a 4th generation builder. This is some more of our involvement with the community, with industry associations, Florida Design and Construction Professionals, Greater Fort Lauderdale Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the board of the Chamber, as well as FLDCP and FRLA, Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association. We're also members of Riverwalk and AIA Fort Lauderdale. I know our future focus in the community is helping kids, especially kids that are in need. For example, that are participants, attendees of Boys and Girls Club, for example, and introducing them to and getting them involved in the trades. So I'm also I have Lynn Goldman with Broward County Technical Schools and Colleges involved as well. And that's our future focus. This is our core team, and including our 4 dogs. One's kind of hidden between the 3, but that is our team. It's always nice to see faces. We have a diverse team. So now I'm just going to go into some projects, and there's a lot of restaurants mixed in with them. But recently we completed the addition and major renovation of all the Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport offices. We've worked with Holy Cross and Broward Health. We have a continuing contract. Levy Realty Advisors, we have built, actually that's a medical office. Circle House Coffee in the top right in Fort Lauderdale, as well as Grind Coffee Project in downtown Fort Lauderdale. And then if you're familiar with the famous Parrot, the top right picture is a mixed usage, which has popcorn and ice cream shop. And then the bottom left is Segafredo, which was a very large restaurant, coffee shop, bar, in outside and inside areas. You might also know TJ's, TJ Sushi, Thai Sushi in Wilton Manors. We built out that. We made 2 spaces into one and built that out. We go way back to Cucina D'Angelo and Boca Raton, as well as the original Casa D'Angelo in Fort Lauderdale and Wine World, which was converted into the expansion of Casa D'Angelo. More recently, Wynwood. We completed the top left picture as Sette Asteria. We also constructed the structure that was needed to support the rooftop restaurant called Astra. And that was very exciting for us because it involved a lot of steel and big equipment to support the occupancy. Bottom left, you might know Danielle Williams Rossi from Oceans 234. This was a restaurant that we did for her a long time ago in Parkland called the Whale Bar and Fish House. The top right was ages ago. You may know it, Tom's Ribs. That was a new construction. Bottom right is Nickel City, which is interesting. This is what's coming around more and more now, I think, is more takeout, carry out type restaurants with limited seating. Some other projects that were recent past, which is the 3 pictures on the left side of the screen is a company called Happy Floors. It was a large commercial building, and we did many interior and exterior renovations. Kindred Hospital and MRI center, and then we've done a lot of condo common area renovations, which are the 2 pictures to the right. And we've also done a lot of site work for marinas, and this is the bottom, that's the top left, and then the bottom right is actually the North Mass Transit bus station that had a lot of drainage issues, so much so that the whole parking lot was completely flooded. So we had a lot of site work there to do. You may not know, but Maria Medina is also a developer with her father, and these are a couple of her projects that we had the pleasure of working with her. We had some major challenges, and fortunately they both understood the challenges, but the top 2 and the bottom left one is basically the construction of the duplex that they built in the border of Fort Lauderdale and Wilton Manors. And then the bottom right is a new commercial building that they built, and that's completed. Some current ongoing projects, and I'm coming to the end here. Salte, we talked about design build. The top left is an industrial building design build. We're waiting to build it. The bottom and left photos under that are a lot more site work, 3 miles of concrete wall work, as well as design build on a guardhouse and security and many other site work type projects. And the top right project we're looking forward to building this year. COVID has affected financing for restaurants, and that's the only reason why it was postponed, as well as, it's affected, other parts of our business, but we're very optimistic that will happen this year because his business is coming back with his other three restaurants. And you might know one of them. One is in the Keys. This is a very special project to us. We just completed it. We're just finishing up paperwork now. This is called the Kirk Cottrell Pavilion, and it is a very special project to the city of Deerfield Beach. It's right next to JB's on the beach, and there's a lot of special components to it, a lot of detail, a lot of metal work and bleachers and community center. So it's meant to be used for all the international volleyball tournaments and for the classes for the kids that are free every Saturday morning. So future projects, public and private, like the ones you have seen, we have ongoing contracts with Broward County and Broward Health, Broward Sheriff's Office. And I'm quickly going through this. So the design build solution, this is when we take on a client from the very beginning and we help them from concept to completion. And this is really important, especially in the restaurant business, because we start with their menu and what their name is and how the menu stems from that. And the menu dictates their equipment. And then we have to talk about workflow and do they want the restaurant open or closed format? So we work with the designers, the architects, engineers, and designers. Then, of course, we estimate it for them. We work with the subcontractors, manage them, put them, make sure that their numbers are right. And then we even help with the tax incentives, which really can help the return on investment in the end. This is basically a holistic view for aesthetics, for function, for best and highest use. And you get the most detailed plans out of this when we're collaborating with designers in the beginning. And then there's all kinds of efficiencies with respect to time and money. And this is just a chart that illustrates from Penn State. And it's basically research that also says, hey, if you do design build and you have that collaboration up front, you're going to save time and money. So that's it for today. And I really appreciate your time.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Bravo. That was great.
Yeah, that was
That was a lot. I
very
learned a lot about what
organized.
you do.
Yeah,
Thank you.
very good.
I can't hear you, Howard. We can't hear you.
Yeah,
There you go.
I got you. Okay. I was trying to be good while you were speaking. Do you find that you're getting a lot of calls now from existing restaurants to do alterations to accommodate more pickup and delivery?
That's a really good question, because I was just speaking to someone recently and they said that they were getting calls on kitchen alterations to, with respect to the layout, to accommodate delivery and takeout. We're not receiving too many of the alterations. We are receiving calls though for restaurants, not larger restaurants right now because of the financing, because typically they have to have their own finances to do this. But we are still getting calls on restaurants, and we have several proposals out right now for design builds.
Right. Terry and I were going through some of our contact this morning for information on restaurants coming, and there are quite a few restaurants that are scheduled to be opening this year. It seems to be like West Palm Beach North. There seems to be a lot of activity in that area. Jupiter, North Palm Beach, Tequesta, and up in that area.
We have a proposal out for the one I mentioned last week, Sips, which is more of a coffee roaster. And then we have a proposal out for something on the beach in Fort Lauderdale. And then we have one more, and it's skipping my mind right now.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Very, very good presentation. You set the bar high.
Yes, she did.
Well, the pictures just really help, you know.
Yeah.
I can explain a project, and it's going to take so much longer than showing a quick picture.
Next week, we're going to have John McCabe.
I saw him late.
That's okay. I always say the sale comes first before the meeting. So you come to the meeting with a big smile on your face, we know you made the sale.
There's a lot of good things going on.
That's right. Okay, so let's start our intro rounds, and I'm going to set it up for Bruce to start us off, and 2 minutes.
Okay, my name is Bruce Haber. The name of my company is Creative Funding Group. I access capital for commercial real estate, bridge loans, construction loans, permanent loans, stabilized loans, as well as businesses, working capital lines of credit, equipment, factoring, cash flow loans, and things like that. I've been doing this a long time, over 21 years. The key to my success in the business is knowing the right people in the right companies, lending companies, as well as being an advocate on behalf of the borrower and painting a picture, connecting the dots for the respective borrower. That's extremely important. My database of people that I've dealt with, that I know, that I've spoken with in one way, shape, or form, numbers well over 1,000 lenders. So it's an incredible database. It's extremely resourceful, and I like to say there's nothing like it in terms of the depth and breadth of my resources. So I'm proud of what I've accomplished. The loans range from anywhere from 250,000 to my largest loan was 220 million, which was the Trump Ocean Club in Panama. I don't advertise it because tomatoes don't look good on my face, and it's something I don't advertise. But in any event, it was accomplished. So with that in mind, anyone have any questions for me?
Do construction loans?
Excuse me?
Do you do construction loans?
Yes, yes. Matter of fact, there was a quote I recently got in terms of construction. It was for a project that was above 20 million, it so happened. And it was starting at about 5.5%, 75 to 80% LTC and non-recourse. So that's and that was non-bank, by the way.
Sounds like you and Debbie should know each other.
Yes, yes. We met a long time ago at the Tower Club. Debbie, I don't know if you recall that.
If I see you in person, probably.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'm thinner now, so it's.
And he had hair then.
No, I didn't have hair. That was hair today and gone tomorrow. But I did lose about 20 pounds, and I'm up to about 800 crunches. So, yeah, there are numerous lenders across the country that operate across the country. So it'd be my pleasure to discuss that with you. They come in all sizes and shapes in terms of what their appetite is in terms of the size of the loan. So that would be my pleasure. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. Anybody else for Bruce? Okay, thank you, Bruce. Darren.
You're welcome.
Good morning, everybody. Darren Gull with Tracy.net. We're in our 34th year serving the South Florida industry primarily, but also nationwide customers. We are a true communications consulting and solution provider. We basically kind of work with every carrier out there for any telco solutions, bandwidth, and phones. We also run our own platform. What differentiates us from most of our competition is most people hate calling AT&T or hate calling Comcast directly. If the account is written through us, we can be your go-between, and we answer our phones live during business hours, and you're talking to a tech when you call us. We also work for the customer. It costs the customer nothing to use our services. We will get quotes, competitive quotes of all services available to them. And we tend to work to find the best solution for the customer because 90% of our business comes word of mouth. So if you know somebody who needs a quick look at what their current situation is and how it could be improved, that's what we do. We do free consultations, and you'll either know you've got a great deal or find something that works better for you.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question of Darren?
Absolutely.
Darren, are you working in terms of the depth and breadth of what you're doing? Are you working with what's the size of the businesses? Let me rephrase it. What's the size of the businesses that you're working with?
Yeah, most of our customers are in the 15 to 90 seat range, I would say. But we also work with small businesses from single seats up to 25. And we also have about 50 to 100 customers that are over 1,000 seats. So it really varies all over the place.
So is this your own network that you're providing, or are you negotiating the rates through the various telcos?
Yeah, we do both. We have our own platforms that we provide, but we also work with the vendors on direct bills. So like if somebody, like for instance, if someone is looking for a large scale call center solution, we would probably write that up on either 8x8 or Ring Central. And what we do is we go to bat knowing what the rates can come down to and basically get the quotes corrected so the customer's getting the right rate, as opposed to if they went direct, they probably aren't going to know where they should be and usually wind up overpaying.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Mitch. Mr.
Hello,
Fry.
everyone. How's it going? Deborah, great presentation, very, very impressive. My name is Mitch with RSVP, and RSVP has a direct mail to the upscale program. We have a very unique direct mail product called the Luxury Cart Pack. It differentiates itself from anything in the mailbox. It really stands out. It's upscale. And unlike other direct mail programs, we target our mailing to affluent homeowners. So these are the type of homeowners who have the money for home improvement, home lifestyle, and to dine at fine restaurants. Our core customers are home improvement and home lifestyle, but we feature restaurants because it helps drive interest in our pack, because everyone loves to eat, try new places. So it gets the homeowner to open it and they'll go through sometimes just to look for the restaurants, but it gives our other non-restaurant clients a great viewership. So how we help restaurants is we help them drive them new customers and brand them with affluent homeowners in the area. And with COVID happening, we have what we call a restaurant rescue program, which gives them a phenomenal rate. Just some of the restaurants we work with locally, Kalou's, Lemongrass, the AP Restaurant Group, which includes Coolest Fish Bar and Henry's, Key Grill, Madison Steakhouse, Ramen Lab. So, you know, we work with high quality and well-branded restaurants. And due to the success we've had in the Palm Beach market the last 3 years, we're really excited about opening up in Broward in 2021. So it's a very effective, economical, and efficient way for restaurants to reach their best customers. So thank you very much, everyone, for your time. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I saw Mitch's package that he sends out. It's very well done, very, very sophisticated, very nice print job.
Yep. Thank you.
Mitch, how often do you send out your packages?
So Bruce, good question. We send it out quarterly. Our
Okay.
cards have a tremendous shelf life, so the homeowners will hold on to them and use them. And this keeps it fresh, and the restaurants can give seasonal offers depending, you know, when it's going out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Andy, did you bring the beer?
Got the beer. Morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Andy Baker here with Easy Brew in Raleigh, North Carolina. And we are disrupting the beer distribution system by empowering restaurants, hotels, bars, other venues, the ability to produce their own beer on site. We do this in two distinct ways. One is with our own stainless steel tank, where customers can ferment, carbonate, chill, and serve the beer all from one particular tank. The second thing we do is create beer kits, brew-ready beer kits. So it makes the process super simple, foolproof, so that anyone can do it, but also really fun. At the end of the day, Easy Brew customers enjoy wonderful unit economics by reducing their beer spend to about 40 cents per beer with an Easy Brew system versus buying beer from a distributor. Craft beer from a distributor could be anywhere from $1.50 up to $2 per beer. So with Easy Brew, it's 40 cents. Craft beer from a distributor is $1.50 to $2. But we've had, it's been a pretty interesting early 2021, and hopefully everybody else is experiencing some similar traction. But Andy Baker at Easy Brew. Thanks.
Thank you. Maria,
Good morning, everybody. Maria Medina with Minuteman Press, Wilton Manors, where we can design, print, and promote you. And we're actually here to help all your restaurant customers with their grand openings. So if you know anybody that has a grand opening, we're able to help them with signage. Check out the wine bag we just did for Danto Builders. We can help them with goodies to give away during their grand opening, a banner to advertise it, lawn signs, directional parking signs that they can use outside for when the grand opening is happening. And we can also help them with like gift baskets or bags that they want to give out. With labeling, we can label their wine bottles or whatever that may be that they're giving away. That's something that we can really help them with. I'd also like to.
You just muted yourself.
Ooh, I was
There you
trying
go.
to change my background. I wanted to promote a couple of events that I'm participating with. One is now my background. It's called Excuse Me, That's My Seat. It's taking place on March 5th and it's for women celebrating International Women's Day, and it's all about women empowerment. So if you know anybody that might be interested, please just send them to excusemethat'smyseat.com. And then I also have a program on how to make the most out of networking, which is taking place February 1st. And you can just log in, go to bit.ly/networking0221 or to my website, mariamedinafl.com. I'll share all the links in the chat so you don't have to remember that. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maria, I need some labels soon from you, so I'll call you. And by the way, everyone, I've been to her event, Excuse Me, That's My Seat, and it's a wonderful event and so well done.
We wouldn't have it any other way. Okay, Sean, from up in Montreal.
Hey, it's Sean here from Oil Chef. Good to be here again. It's snowing outside. I'm sure you guys have got some lovely sunshine down there in Florida. So maybe most of you are not jealous about that. We've got this revolutionary device that anybody that owns a restaurant who has a deep fryer inside, this actually just sits inside the deep fryer. And what this does is a number of amazing things. It basically will double the safe usable life of frying oil, which reduces the oil purchases required by a restaurant operator. So very simply, they're going to cut their costs in half. In addition to that, the device keeps the oil in a much healthier, finer form, which allows them to cook their food quicker, crispier, and less oily at a lower temperature. So they're saving money on energy. From the consumer's point of view, the food has got less oil inside it, so there's less calories, which is a good news for anybody that loves fried food. And from the restaurant owner's point of view, he's going to get a return on investment in about 6 months. The device lasts for 3 years. It takes 3 seconds to install. So any of your contacts out there who owns a restaurant with a deep fryer, they got to hear about us. And we got a referral fee for each unit that people will buy. That's it, oilchef.com. Thanks very much, Howard.
Hey,
Do
thank
you
you.
use reps or distributors?
Excuse me?
Do you use distributors or reps?
We have a number of independent people that do some stuff. We don't have no big spider web network of distributors or reps, but we do have sporadic people in different slots around the world in different parts. But we are open to many different opportunities.
Yeah, I'm trying to work with Sean to get some people here in the States who he can call on. He can call as a distributor or a dealer.
Sean, what is the cost of the equipment and what have you gauged a return on investment?
Yes, two great questions. First of all, they retail at $1,500. The return on investment is between 6 and 9 months is to break even. But most of our clients, 90% of our clients get a minimum 300% net ROI, minimum. The biggest challenge that we've had, 90% of our prospects would buy this straight away on the spot if they could sign a form that says they only have to pay 30, 40, or 50 bucks a month for the next 3 years and replace it every 3 years. I can't find anybody to partner up with that is willing to produce a financial tool such as that. Not yet.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
To me, it's a no-brainer. I think any restaurant that's doing frying should be using one because if they're getting their money back on it, saving themselves money, saving themselves utility costs, it's a no-brainer.
Do you have some kind of a visual on it?
Yeah.
So, for example, if Howard wanted to present it to some of his contacts that would assist you, you may be able to give him something that exemplifies its working capability in addition to talking about the return. I think that would help you.
If I could ask Sean a question, Sean, when you go into a restaurant, I'm going to assume you might sell more than one of these because they might have more than one deep fryer, or they may have multiple restaurants. Is that correct?
Most people have typically two, but we know the industry average is 2.5. Some people might have two, but some people could have 5 or 6 or 7. It all depends. The simple thing we say to people is just one question. We don't go into no big, huge, massive sales thing. I'm also uploading a PDF file. You can have a look there, Bruce. It's in the message box. We ask people one question. If I can show you a way to save 50% of your annual oil purchases, would you like to find out how? That's it. They either say yes or no.
Right, Howard, maybe you can put that into an email so it could be disseminated easily.
Sean's got a little video, an animated video that explains the operation, and I'm going to be trying to do an email blast with that to send it to restaurants.
Sean, have you ever tried to be your own financier by, in terms of developing some kind of a facility with the people who either lease or purchase it?
I have, but I haven't got enough capital. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of people out there that would love this thing, and I don't have that resource. It's impossible. I've done it with a few hundred, but I can't.
You really don't need the capital. What you're trying to do, my background is running national accounts with companies like City Capital and Amex throughout the country. And that's a very simple program that you're asking for equipment financing. That would be easy to put into you said you have a 3-year return on investment, a 3-year program. Most of the time they like to, when I put them together, if there's maybe about a $3,000 minimum. That's why I asked you if there was any volume. But if that's something you're interested in learning about later, I can send you some information. But that's a very simple program, what you're trying to do, and you wouldn't have to use your funds.
There would be,
I like what I'm hearing.
Pamela, there would be a guideline as to the credit, obviously, the credit quality of the recipients, the borrowers.
I'm well aware. I specialize in only equipment financing, and any client, of course, that finances has to qualify. But that's a simple program to put together, and it's a small program, so those could be approved in an hour or two and funded the same day.
Let me interrupt you here just for a moment. I want to get through all the introductions to everybody. I'll keep this chat room open for after the meeting for further discussions.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. John.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's healthy. I can't wait to get to Florida and get vaccinated. They don't even know what vaccination is up here in Rhode Island yet. Had a good week. It's been a lot of things going on in northern Florida and also a lot in Tennessee right now. That greater Nashville area is growing like crazy. And we have a lot of people that are adding frozen desserts into their program where it's a new profit center. Even if they're already open, they take a space in their restaurant and add ice cream or a gelato. And that it's very easy because there's a lot of training comes from the flavoring companies and the equipment companies. And you really don't have to be a master chef to get involved. There's a lot of help in the industry. Another area we're really seeing a lot of growth is the vegan. There's a lot of movement towards vegan products, particularly in Florida, that people are moving in that direction to have different bases that are non-dairy. It's always been available, but now it seems to be a real popular item. Other than that, we just keep plugging away, and we've got some new equipment that's been exciting for being able to fill pints and quarts. And that's a big thing for the ice cream people now, because in sitting down inside is very difficult in a lot of states and a lot of cities. And I just hope next couple of weeks go and we can open things up a lot easier than it is right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Just one question, real quick, John. Can you send me a release on that new equipment and a photo
Sure.
and a high-res JPEG?
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
John's going to be our speaker next week. So we look forward to that. Evan.
Hi, everyone. Evan Appell. I'm an attorney with an office in Boca Raton, currently at home, but hopefully get back to an office soon. I do business litigation, business transactional work. I handle everything from the beginning of the transaction until, unfortunately, most times gets litigated. I deal with a lot of small to medium-sized companies that don't necessarily have in-house attorneys. Act as sort of an outside general counsel for companies who don't have inside attorneys. I also work with companies who have large legal departments and have attorneys throughout the country. If there's anything in the legal world that anybody needs, whether it be, personal injury, property insurance, anything like that, I have a big network of attorneys that I can provide information and resources for. So anything in the legal world, if you or your customers or clients ever have any questions, I'm happy to answer the phone and help out how I can. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, Pamela, you ready to do it?
Oh, yeah. My name is Pamela Hewitt. I'm with Professional Funding. That's my own company. And I'm in the finance industry, and I specialize in equipment, software, IT, IoT, financing, mainly tangible. I don't in this arena compete with Bruce. Some of my clients typically come to me. I'll give you an example of a client in your area. If you're familiar with PANA restaurants and manufacturing, down in the South Florida area, they have, I think, maybe about 7 or 8 restaurants now. I've handled their financing for the last probably 5 years, all their restaurants, their manufacturing facility. Unfortunately, we lost the president of that company last year. But I'm sure most of y'all know that product. So, I'm a direct agent with banks. So I'm not a direct lender. I don't touch the money, but I'm like an employee of the banks, and like Bruce in what he does. I have multiple companies around, banking entities around the country and in Canada for Sean. We do see the industry as you're going out into the restaurants. Somebody's mentioned that sometimes they're not bankable. Clients that aren't bankable, I can still finance their equipment. I don't offer working capital loans, etc., but I work to finance the guts inside, or the signs outside, or seats outside. I have a lot of experience in restaurants, so I know how to look at a construction build out schedule, Deborah, and be able to pull up. So if I have 100%, let's say I have $100,000 that a business needs that's opening a restaurant, there might be 20,000 of that. That's some soft costs, meaning it's, we count mirrors as tangible, but just, for example, hotels, I'll do lamps and bedding and different things like that. So that can all be lumped in there. I do a lot in the food manufacturing, packaging. A lot of times those companies have grocery stores or they have restaurants. So I help them really with their whole financing for manufacturing food, as well as for the restaurants themselves.
Pamela,
go ahead.
If a restaurateur, for example, wanted to buy 2 new fryers, would that be the kind of a deal you're looking for in the restaurants?
Yeah,
besides new opening.
Yes, my smallest transaction is typically about $2,000. So if you have a smaller restaurant and they just need to buy a few things, no, do I make any money off of that? No, we all do a lot of things we don't make much money off of, but the goal is to help them grow and succeed in the future. If they're a newer restaurant, I can still help them. They don't necessarily have to cash flow. In most cases, they don't. We'll do an application only up to depending on the length of time in business, it could go up to $500,000.
So let's assume that you're leasing equipment to a restaurant. Is it a dollar buyback at the end of a certain period of time, or is it in perpetuity?
Typically these days, because of the tax write-offs of Section 179, Section 179 allows a business to write off a first time 500,000. I think it's up to 2 million now. I haven't looked at it this year, so I'm not going to say. But the dollar out, and what we call them really now, it's more finance agreements. So there's not even a dollar out at the end. The reason why you have to be cautious. Sorry, I'm going to have to move. The reason why you have to be cautious with the dollar outs is there are still companies that will extend the lease at the end. Say they have a 3-year lease, but they don't notify they're going to cancel at the end of that 3 years. They might get renewed for a month, 6 months. The old, Howard, you probably, and Bruce probably remember, we used to do a lot of fair market value leases where they have a residual at the end, and that was nothing but a money maker. The banks just, yeah, it was not good. So most of the agreements these days allow the company to write the full purchases unless they go above a certain amount off the first year. So most of them are finance agreements, like a loan, essentially.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry about the dogs. I beat you, Deborah. I have 5 rescue chihuahuas and Chihuahuas. You said you have 4 or 3 or 4? I'm one ahead of you, but mine are tiny. So.
No, I have a question though. So you said lighting. So it's a lot of the interior build out that you can finance. I mean,
I can in finance. Yes. Lighting, we consider a tangible product. Mirrors, stall doors, toilets.
Bar tops, like finishes.
Yes.
Cabinets.
Yes. I've done a lot of, because I'm in manufacturing, as well as restaurants and other businesses too. I've done a lot of the going into looking at the construction. I'm not coming up with the right word right now. I'm not a construction person, but you know, the estimates up front, and I can pull out what equipments are considered and what items are considered tangible and what items would be soft cost. Most of the underwriters will finance a percentage of the soft cost, say door handles or something that I might not, some glass or something like that. They will finance a percentage of soft costs to the hard costs. But my experience allows me to go in and be able to look at your documentation and their documentation and pull out what items they could finance.
And what is like, what are you looking for in the owner? I mean, obviously you have the equipment as some collateral, but what are you looking for from the owner, the restaurateur, to finance them? Do they have to have certain equity or like certain amount of money in the bank, certain score, like any basic guidelines for that?
Yeah. So equipment leasing and financing, we are looking at the credit score of the owner, but we are not looking necessarily, unless they go above a certain amount, that they have to cash flow. Most of your transactions under 200,000 are application only. And
for new restaurants and existing?
New restaurants up to a small amount. They're gonna pay more in, you know, they're not gonna pay a A+ rate. They might be in a 15% to 20% range if they're a real startup. So that does go into a higher range, and Bruce might even have some working capital type options for that type of program. But the equipment is really the only collateral. There are no liens on the there's not a lien filed on the owner. There's no liens filed. Like an SBA loan, you're probably aware, you know, you've probably come across a lot of SBA or bank loans that may be, or construction loans. The collateral will not tie up the rest of.
But I'd like to connect with you after the call, because there's a couple other things with respect to the tax incentives we could work together on as well.
Yeah, I think that would be great. And then of course, if anything is a project for Bruce, that would be referred to him.
Well, SBA is one, but when people are financing restaurants today, they're looking at the global quality of the assets that the restaurateur has as just upon as opposed to just an individual restaurant. That's the best way to do it because there are guarantees. And the SBA guarantee includes any assets. I mean, it's a legal requirement that the owner of the restaurant has. So if they have a home, that's included in the guarantee. So it just depends upon the global nature of what the borrower has.
Like I said, we'll leave this window open after the meeting so we can have further discussion. And Pamela and Steve will, and Bruce will talk afterwards to all right, Terry.
Hi, I'm Terry. Everybody pretty much knows what I do. Pam, I've known for a while, I think, through emails and things like that. This morning, I got a call from a gentleman. I'll just give you his first name was Andy. And he said to me that he had left GFS, which is Gordon, and opened up his own company dealing with food supplies for restaurants. And I guess it's kind of a downgrade, in price because it's right now everything is, the restaurant owners are trying to do what they can do to keep building. They've signed their leases. They've tried to do all of that. Well, the reason that he called was because he stopped getting the leads last year. And he told me that he hadn't realized that he had stopped getting them. His sales had declined. And he had somebody that was working on those. Well, that person really never did anything with them. So he begged and pleaded, could I start the leads again and keep my old price? I said, absolutely, absolutely. So he said because of that, he could see his business decline, not having our lead sheet that he had been getting for about 5 years. So what I do is I provide a leads report monthly delivered to you about the 9th, sometimes a few days earlier. When the girls get them to me, I format them and get them to you in an Excel spreadsheet. And some of you do get them. And now they're actually getting a little bit easier to get because I'm getting calls from people that had restaurants. Well, now they're rebuilding or they're reopening. So a lot of new and much more qualified and better leads where we're getting the actual owner's phone number instead of a corporate office. And we're getting email addresses, which a lot of you do, add to your database to establish your personal email database to send out your own email blast. So that's what I do. I provide a leads report, and it's a big part of this business, let me tell you what, and it's a lot of work, but we do it and it's successful. So if anybody has anything they want to know about, if I can give you a free lead, if you can tell me what you're looking for, send me an email. I'm working on the February ones now. I'm more than happy to send you a lead.
As I mentioned before, there's a lot of activity in West Palm Beach North, and we just got a whole bunch of information on restaurants that are opening up there. Also, my name again is Howard Appell. I'm the founder and publisher of today's Restaurant News. We are celebrating our 25th year in business this year, 2021. And we're running a contest. And we have 1 week left to get your guesses in as to how many emails we sent out in 2020. I can tell you it wasn't 300. I can tell you that it's a substantial number. And the person who gets the number closest by Friday will win a $100 gift card or a $100 credit for advertising with us or some of our services. which include email blasts. We have a database of over 15,000 restaurants, and we can send your information out to them. We also do the new openings that Terry was talking about. Got
Debbie,
that there, Bruce?
Debbie, do you have your contact info? It's hard to see your phone number behind you.
I put it in chat.
Oh, you did?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna have to sign out, Howard. I actually have another meeting I'm late for, but
Okay.
have a good weekend, everyone.
Okay, I see it, Debbie. Okay.
And basically, that's it. That's what we do. And we'd love to work with you on your advertising campaigns for the year 2021. I think that I know we can help you and grow your business and get your name out there. And is there any other questions or shout outs or good and welfare? Frank Stellino from Delray Restaurant Equipment, who had COVID, has recovered. He's back at work. He had a meeting today. That's why he wasn't here, but he'll be here next week. And Ryan from Plastridge Agency also is fine. He'll be here next week. When people don't show up, you start to worry if they're okay. But as I said before, sales come first.
Everyone be safe.
Everyone be safe, and we'll see you all next week. Thanks for coming. And I am going to try to put this session on YouTube.